In the previous session, we have discussed about the basic difference between CVCS and DVCS. Today, let us talk about why we have to go for Git, which falls under Distributed Version Control System. As part of that, there is a simple definition. Git is a most widely used version control system software tool, which falls under Distributed Version Control System. Let us see some basic history of Git. Git was an open source project which is developed in 2005 by Linus Torvalds. He was the actual person who developed Linux operating system. This particular Git was used by many organizations as part of version control system. Not only that, Git comes under Distributed Version Control System. As we discussed earlier, in Distributed Version Control System, we have used Git as a primary tool. Not only that, when you have a team which have to develop the software and store the entire history of the changes, we call it as versioning. Now, when you have lot of versions that have been created for the files as part of your software development, in the Git, we will have a local system where developers will be working with. They will have the entire history of the software development of the repository, and in the centralized server also we will have the same copy. What does it mean? If anything happens to the centralized server, we can pull up the data from any one of the developer with the latest copy and we can restore it. That is the advantage what we have with the Git Distributed Version Control System. Not only that, there are three major primary functionalities of Git. What are those? One is performance. When you have a large team, they will do a lot of commits because daily we'll do a development, or we develop a new functionality, we will fix the bugs, or we'll develop a new feature as well. Now, when you're doing these many things, every team member will try to contribute to that particular piece of development. In those conditions, we will do a lot of commits. And in a single commit, we cannot fix the issue, right? We have to push multiple times. We have to address, we have to answer, we have to see whether it is integrated or not. And then we have to change the code. Again, we have to do a commit. So you will see a lot of commits that have been done for a single feature or a single development that you do. And not only one person, right? We'll have a lot of team members who will be doing this particular task. When you have this kind of structure for the project, we will store lot of commits, a lot of history. And in those scenarios, Git will do a better than any other tool that we have under Distributed Version Control System. Not only that, it is secured because it uses cryptographic secure algorithm called SHA-1. Because of this, the any history that has been stored in the Git with lot of changes that we do in the file, and that particular data will get secured. It will do encryption and decryption as well by using this algorithm called SHA-1. Not only that, we'll have a flexibility in Git. We can use something like branching, we can merge the branches, we can use tagging, we can revert back the changes, we can use reset. There are many other inbuilt functionalities of Git. That's the reason why initially we will feel that as a newcomers, Git is a bit complex. It is complex because we have lot of features. Because you have lot of features, that's the reason why organizations are trying to prefer to use Git rather than any other tool in the Distributed Version Control System. Now let us see what are the tools we have under Git. We have GitHub, which is owned by Microsoft, and then we have GitLab, Git, Azure Repos, and AWS Code Commit. These are the few which I have listed as part of Git Version Control System. Not only that, Git is a platform independent tool. You can install on Mac operating system, Linux operating systems, and Windows operating system as well, where we have the flexibility to run the Git CLI commands. This is the basic overview of what is Git and why we have to go for Git Version Control System as part of DVCS. Thank you.